I'd like to welcome everyone to our food preservation session about flavored vinegars. And my name is Shelly Barnes, and I'm the Family Consumer Sciences Extension Agent for the University of Tennessee Extension in Wilson County. And I'm going to ask my coworker to introduce herself.
I'm Mary Draper. I'm the Family and Consumer Science Extension Agent in Smith County, and I'm here to help Shelly monitor the Zoom chat. So if you have any questions during the session, feel free to drop those in there.
Thank you so much, Mary. So we're going to talk about flavored vinegars today, and we're going to talk about making them at home safely. And so that's the big question is, are herbal vinegars safe? So herbal, fruit, and vegetable vinegars are safe, but some harmful bacteria can survive and multiply slowly in some vinegars. The greatest concern with homemade vinegars is mold and yeast. So it's important to start with a clean work preparation area, such as clean utensils and clean surfaces, as well as clean hands. And we really should do that anytime we're in the kitchen. We also think that you should sterilize glass jars before filling them and always use clean, high quality ingredients like vinegar, herbs, fruits, and vegetables. Now, when we're talking about containers, use only glass containers that are free of nicks or cracks. You should be able to seal the jar with a cork, a screw band cap, or two-piece canning lids and rings. Wash them in hot water and soap, then sterilize them for 10 minutes in boiling water. You'd want to use a deep pot with a rack in the bottom to prevent breakage. Fill the canner halfway with water and place your jars upright on the rack. Add enough water to cover the tops of the jars by 1 to 2 inches. The water with the jars should be boiling constantly for 10 minutes. Then you can remove the jars from the pot and invert them on a clean towel. Use a jar lifter or tongs to remove the jars safely from the canner. Fill the jars with vinegar while they are still warm. So let's talk about caps, corks, and lids. If using screw caps, wash in hot soapy water, rinse and scald in boiling water. Now to scald, you need to follow manufacturer's directions or place caps in a saucepan of warm water, heat to just below boiling, and then remove from the heat source. Leave caps in the hot water until they're ready to use. Use non-corrodable metal or plastic screw caps. Plastic storage screw caps that are made for canning jars are also now available and would work well for flavored vinegars. If using corks, we recommend that you select new pre-sterilized corks. Use tongs to dip corks in and out of boiling water 3 or 4 times. Prepare your two-piece metal home canning jar lids according to manufacturer's directions for canning. If using these lids, allow enough headspace between the lid and the vinegar so that there is no contact between them. So now we're going to talk a little bit about vinegar. Distilled white vinegar is clear in color and has a sharp acidic taste. It is the best choice for delicately flavored herbs. Apple cider vinegar has a milder taste than distilled white vinegar, but the amber color may not be desirable. Apple cider vinegar blends best with fruits. Wine and champagne vinegars are generally more expensive than distilled and cider vinegars, but are more delicate in flavor. White wine and champagne vinegars work well with delicate herbs and lighter flavored fruits. Red wine vinegar would work well with spices and strong herbs like rosemary, but can mask the flavor of most herbs. Rice vinegar is a mild, slightly sweet vinegar used occasionally for flavoring. Be aware that wine and rice vinegars contain some protein that provides an excellent medium for bacterial growth if not handled and stored properly. For added safety, we recommend that you only use commercially produced vinegars. Now for herbs, you would allow 3 to 4 sprigs per pint or 2 cups of vinegar. Dried herbs may be substituted if necessary. Allow 3 tablespoons of dried herbs per pint of vinegar. We encourage you to use very fresh herbs picked before blossoming for the best flavor. It's really best to pick fresh herbs soon after the morning dew has dried. Use only the best leaves or stems, discarding discolored, nibbled, crushed, or dried out pieces. You would want to wash the fresh herbs gently but thoroughly and then blot dry on clean paper towels. After herbs are washed and dried, we recommend dipping them in a sanitizing bleach solution of 1 teaspoon of household chlorine bleach in 6 cups of water. Rinse thoroughly under cold water and pat dry with clean paper towels. Now, when we're talking about fruits, vegetables, and spices, popular fruits for flavoring vinegars are usually raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, peaches, pears, and the peel of lemons and oranges. Sometimes they are combined with herbs or spices like mint or cinnamon. Other popular flavorings include peeled garlic cloves, which sounds delicious to me, jalapeno or other types of peppers, green onions, peppercorns, or mustard seed. Thoroughly wash all fruits and vegetables with clean water. Peel if necessary before use. Small fruits and vegetables may be left whole or halved. Larger ones, such as peaches, may need to be sliced or cubed. Allow 1 to 2 cups of fruit per pint of vinegar, or the peel of 1 orange or lemon per pint of vinegar. Garlic cloves, peppers, and chunks of firm fruit may be threaded on clean, thin bamboo skewers for easy insertion and removal. So when we're flavoring the vinegar, just one little second. Often it is preferred to lightly bruise mint leaves or the sprigs of fresh herbs to release the flavors and shorten the flavoring process a little bit. If using dried bay leaves, leave those whole so it's easy to remove, but basil can be chopped. Berries may also be lightly bruised as they are put into your container. When using orange or lemon peel, thinly cut off only the colored portion, avoiding the thick white underside. Try to cut the peel in a continuous or long spiral for easy removal later. Crushing or bruising or chopping fruits, herbs, and vegetables before adding them to jars can shorten the flavoring process by about a week or so. So here's the steps for flavored vinegar. Heat your vinegar to just below the boiling point, or at least 190 to 195 degrees Fahrenheit. Add flavoring ingredient to clean jars. Pour over the flavoring ingredients in jars, leaving 1/4 inch headspace. Wipe the rims of the jars with a clean, damp cloth. Attach lids, corks, or screw caps tightly, and then you would want to let it sit to cool undisturbed. So some of the same processes for our other methods for food preservation, but just a little bit different. So when we're talking about developing the flavor, we really encourage you to let this sit in a cool, dark place undisturbed for 3 to 4 weeks to develop those good flavors. It takes at least 10 days for most flavors to develop and about 3 to 4 weeks for the greatest flavor to be extracted. However, desired flavors are a matter of personal taste, so this is something that you need to decide on your own. To test for flavor development, place a few drops of the vinegar on plain white bread and taste. If the flavor has developed to a pleasing point for you, now would be the time to strain the vinegar and continue as above. If flavors seem too strong after the sanding time and straining, dilute the flavored vinegar with more of the base vinegar that was used in preparing the recipe. At that time, you would strain the vinegar through a damp cheesecloth or coffee filter 1 or more times until the vinegar shows no cloudiness. You can always remove the skewers of vegetables or fruit first, and we would want to discard the fruit, vegetables, and or herbs. So our final bottling steps are preparing jars and lids as before for the final bottling steps. Pour the strained vinegar into clean, sterilized jars and cap tightly. A few clean berries or a washed and sanitized sprig of fresh herb may be added to the jars before closing if desired. So let's talk about storage. Store the flavored vinegars in a cool, dark place. Refrigeration is best for retention of freshness and for flavor. We want to encourage you to date the bottles of the jars when you open them. If properly prepared and bottled, flavored vinegars should keep for up to 3 months in cool storage. Fruit vinegars may start to brown and change flavor noticeably after that. Refrigeration of all flavored vinegars may extend the quality for 6 to 8 months. Always keep vinegar bottles tightly sealed. Now, after 6 months, even if there's no sign of spoilage, taste the vinegar before using to make sure that the flavor is still good. At this time, I want to show you a video from our friends from Mississippi State. This is an extension agent who has kind of like a TV, it's not really a TV show, but it's like a YouTube channel, and it's called The Food Factor, and I follow that, and she has just really awesome tips, and she has a video on how to make flavored vinegar. In this video, she makes a raspberry flavored vinegar, and it really spoke to me because we are gearing up for our fruit and vegetable challenge for the month of July, and I thought this would be a great way to reduce the fat in using our salad dressings and use this raspberry vinaigrette. So let's watch her and see how she does it. And so I want to go over our resources today. I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I think that you know, she definitely went through all of the steps that I explained to you during the session. And you could see at the very end, she had that 1/4 inch headspace, and then she put that product in the refrigerator. And so it's a really great way, I think, to cut down some of our fat from our different oils even that we like to use, or dressings that we like to use. And you could dip your vegetables, or you could use it on a salad, or you could marinate meat with that. So there's lots of different ways that we can use flavored vinegars that we make at home. And so that's kind of the way we use the resources today. So as always, we have both Wilson County and Smith County YouTube channels, and all of our canning videos and food preservation videos are on the Wilson County YouTube channel there. Mary's adding these to the chat feature. In the last 11 weeks, we have covered best practices of food preservation, water bath canning, pressure canning, freezing, drying, jams and jellies, salsa, tomatoes, principles of pickling, fermentation, and then today, flavored vinegars. And so all of those are uploaded to our YouTube channel. Today's will be uploaded shortly. Also have the So Easy to Preserve manual. This is something that you can purchase, and that's from the University of Georgia, where our National Test Kitchen is, at the National Center for Home Food Preservation. And we have the free resources: USDA's Complete Guide to Home Canning, UT Extension's Canning Food publication. Those are free downloadable resources that you're able to get and save to your computer or print out yourself. The National Center for Home Food Preservation has answers to lots of questions that you may have related to any type of food preservation. And then I wanted to share with you the Food Factor YouTube channel. That's the direct link to the flavored vinegar video that we just watched. And then as well as some flavored vinegar publications. These are a selection from Tennessee, Georgia, and Colorado. Wanted to share these because you're probably like me. You're probably looking for recipes for flavored vinegars and how to incorporate that into your home. So these are chock full of recipes and other information. So I hope y'all have a great rest of the day, and we will ask you to like and share our videos, and we hope to talk to you soon with more education from Extension.